and I got booked for a wedding in. I'm going to give away the punchline if I say that. I got booked for a wedding. Let's say the name of the hall is Ateris. Okay, we'll leave out the last name. And I'm traveling to Muncie. I'm on the Palisades, and I remember it was terrible weather. And I call up. I was not. I text because I was driving. So I called the band leader. And he didn't book me on the job. Somebody else booked me on the job. And I asked him, "Where are you guys holding?" So he says, "We're actually in the middle of the chuppah." I said, "Perfect, because I got to get to Ateres Charna, which is in Muncie. I'm on the Palisades. I got to get to exit 11. I'm by exit 8, 9. Beautiful. I already have my spot. As soon as we have our spots, we pull off in the back of the kitchen. We walk in normally through the back of the kitchen, and I'm schmoozing up the cook and the chef and the meshgiach and all Hamish guys, and I'm saying, wow, it's terrible weather. I remember coming in with my hat box because it rained cats and dogs. I didn't want my hat to get ruined. And I remember, I'm wiping my glasses and just shooting the breeze with them because technically they're in the middle of the chuppah. So I asked them where they're holding. So he said they just started the chuppah. So right then and there, something clicked. I said, they just started the chuppah? Oh, okay. And I schmoozed again for another few minutes. And again, this is a band job, 6-piece band. And I said, hey, let me go in and start setting up, see what's going on. I open up the big double doors leading from the kitchen into the hall, and I see a huge sign from a one-man band. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, something is very wrong with this picture, because I know that my job tonight is with a 6-piece band. And I literally became white. And because I knew what the answer was going to be, so I texted the band leader, where's tonight's job? So he texted me at Teres Chaya in Borough Park. So, okay, thinking I'm at Teres Charna in Muncie. And he texted me, we just finished the chuppah, when are you going to be here? So I told the guys in the kitchen, okay, see, we have a little bit of a problem here because I'm not supposed to be here tonight. I'm supposed to be 50-something miles the other way, going south. So I sit into the car.
Oh my gosh.
I sit into the car.
Oh my gosh.
I take a deep breath. I said, listen, I can stop, just going crazy now.
What do you do in such a situation?
So I took a deep breath. I said, listen, let me think. As I'm driving, and it's pouring. So I'm saying, okay, thinking, still thinking. And I start calling friends. I called, actually, I'm going to say his name. In public right now. I call my friend Shlomi Toisik, a good friend of mine. And
what does Toisik tell you to do?
I'm driving on the Palisades, and I tell him a story. So what Shlomi Toisik, my dear friend, does, hangs up the phone on me because he almost died from laughter. He literally hung the phone up on me, called me back 2 minutes later in tears. He's saying, please tell me this is not true. I told him, yeah, it's very true. Thank you. So he said, okay, he says, I'm actually walking out I'm doing my own wedding in Torah V'Yira. So I said, you know what, let me call my other friend, Shauly Waldner. So he says, don't bother calling Shauly because I just hung up with Shauly. Shauly Waldner, and I'll say his name now also, he has a job in the Continental in Williamsburg. Okay, he is stuck in mad traffic on the BQE, and they finished Ma'ariv 10 minutes ago. So Shauly is messed up as well. Yep, on his wedding. I remember this like today. I'm thinking what to do. I call up Nechemia Brat. Nechemia Brat doesn't answer his phone. He can do that sometimes. And he calls me back 5 minutes later. I'm in Lake Terrace. So I'm running out of options here. Shlomi Daskal, I think, was in Muncie. Supposed to be in Muncie that night or something like that.
Everyone was booked.
Everybody's booked. I don't know what to do. Lo and behold, let's mention another dear friend. I call up Shimmy Engel. Now, Shimmy Engel actually told me the story, repeated the story of what transpired when he got this phone call. He was sitting in a restaurant that night, and he said he ordered himself a huge, geschmacke, dripping pastrami sandwich on Club. Hot pastrami sandwich, and he's sitting down, and he's about to bite into the sandwich, and he says, Shauly Waldner on his caller ID. So he puts down, he says, I ask him, Shimmy, are you working tonight? So he says, no. I told him, are you in the Borough Park area? He says, yes. I told him, do me a favor. Drop whatever you're doing. He said, there went the pastrami sandwich. Take your mic, run to Teres Chaya, and please cover me for an hour, whatever, as long as it takes for me to get there. And Shimmy Engel is a true friend. Dropped whatever he did, ran to Teres Chaya, and took over the wedding. B'chazdei Hashem, and I know they may have schlepped the wedding a little bit until I came, but with driving from Muncie, after they finished the chuppah, I came into the first line of Odi Shalom when Chassan Kala walked in. Life before music was actually very normal. It was a regular day job. It was.
What'd you do?
I had a store at one point in time, actually, right before the transition period from my regular working hours to my singing. I had a store on 18th Avenue. I had a fruit store. It was actually a pretty good going fruit store. And just about that time is
What's
when...
your favorite fruit?
I'll go with mango.
Mango. Oh, you're going to get 10 points for my wife.
I just got 10 points.
Yeah. So, you're selling fruit, and then what happened?
Selling fruit, and then what wound up happening was my wife. Now, I always liked singing. I sang as a child. I always enjoyed singing. But I never made a go of it simply because I never gave it really much thought. And my wife was always nagging me because we had family weddings. So, and I got up and took the mic, and people mechabed sing a song. And she was telling me, why don't you sing? Why don't you sing? It can be a nice parnasa, and, I think you'll do a great job. So I just tested the water, so to speak, and did a friend's wedding, and the rest is really history. And then it just had the spiral effect from there.
People asked you after they saw you, like, all right, saw you by this wedding, come to our wedding, and what happened?
Well, to be honest with you, didn't work exactly that way. I remember when I started putting my head together and putting my thoughts together and saying, let me Taka consider doing this. And I started trying to act on it. So I called up Mechatanim, people saying, I don't know who, I know who you are, I never heard you sing. So I was asking, I'll do your wedding for free. And they said, sorry, never heard of you, maybe next time. And the truth is, I have to give credit right here, right now, to two people in the music business.
I always get a little confused when people say next time by the wedding.
I'm assuming they were saying next time, meaning by the next sibling, the next child. I do have to give two people credit, and I will say it right now in this interview. They may not even remember these conversations that we had. Actually, one is Lipa Schmelzer and Shlomi Daskal. I don't know if they're going to remember this conversation. I remember calling them up. At that point, I didn't know Shlomi or Lipa from a hole in the wall. I mean, they
didn't know you either.
They didn't know me either. I guess they know the name Waldner maybe a little bit, but we had nothing in common. I remember Lipa calling me back and Shlomi giving me, I don't remember the exact, I don't want to say a time on it, but it was significant amount of time on the phone, and they were both telling me the same thing. They said, I remember Lipa and Shlomi telling me, you have to literally throw yourself at people and do what you got to do in order to make sure that you get weddings for free, regardless if you're not going to get paid a dime. If you want to make it on the wedding circuit, then you're going to have to go all out and literally do weddings for free for as long as it takes until your name gets somewhat known. And I did, and they pushed me. They told me this. I remember Lipa telling me, he told me, Shauly Waldner, I don't know who you are, but what I will tell you is, do not call me again complaining that you are not making it in the music industry, in the chasana business, if you do not push hard and get at least 10, 15 weddings for free. Now, at that point, if nothing materializes, after you got those weddings, that means either you're just not plain not good, or you didn't try hard enough. And that's exactly what I did. I will say that Big Hakar Satayv and Yashikach comes at that point in my life to a one-man band player, C.M. Schwartz. He's been in the business for about 30 years, and the reason I got to know him is because my mother used to be a teacher in Torah Vodas, and she taught his children, so we sort of knew each other, families knew each other. And going back to my fruit store that I had, it was actually on the corner of 53rd Street and 18th Avenue, which is right on the corner of the Vision. It's a wedding hall. And I remember seeing him unpacking his stuff, and during the day, so I jumped out of the store, and I once made a demo album, and I gave it to him. I spoke to him. I said, "Listen, is there anything you can do to help me in the business? Try to get promote me." So he said, "Listen, it's very hard because basically somebody who wants a singer has a singer. Somebody who doesn't want is not going to take a singer. But let me see what I can do." So he did push me tremendously. Now, at that point in time, approximately 4.5, 5 years ago, the whole idea of having a singer in the Litvish market, in the Litvish area was kamat unheard of, very far and few in between. So for him, being that CM's niche market was the yeshivish and the Litvish clientele, it was a totally new idea for them. So it was a plus and a minus, because some people saying, have a singer at my wedding, I've never heard of something like that. I've heard that some people have that. But on the upside, people are saying, why not? It's an idea. I'll give it to you for free. He's going to come for free. And that's literally how I built myself. We called it back in the day, when he called me up, Shauly, I have a freebie for you. That's how we nicknamed it. And I jumped on those freebies like anything you can imagine. And Baruch Hashem, it took about 10, 15, 18 weddings, and slowly it started having its effect. And
people said
from having a free wedding and we called a freebie wedding, started getting offered a couple of dollars, and that's literally how we built it. And a tremendous hakaras to him, because he definitely helped me out, and he was my stepping stone in this industry.